Hey, this is Dead Gamer. I am back, and I have been gone for a while. I want to apologize to all you great people that have been commenting on my videos, and I have not yet responded. Going to be doing that this weekend. Got a little downtime because it's Halloween, and I took the weekend off to just take care of some stuff around the house, enjoy Halloween, get a little after Halloween sales from the Spirit Halloween Superstore. If you live in the United States, they do 50% off on November 1st, so... unfortunately, I get so busy at work, I have to take vacation days on my days off to guarantee that I have days off to enjoy. So I'm on vacation this weekend. It's kind of weird to hear, but yeah. So with that being said, I ran out and I got these bad boys. Well, this bad boy, this is the front and the back of the box. The Gang Stronghold. And to do justice to the rest of my Necromunda series, I guess you want to call it, which is almost a year old already, which is ridiculous. I wanted to do this because I was really excited to hear about it and see it, and it's here, and I bought a few of them, and I've put one of the sets together. Not like completely together, but I put it together enough where I can put it together and show you kind of how it interacts with stuff. I didn't put like handrails or any of that on. So this video is going to be a couple of things. I'm going to try to just keep to the facts of the kit for the first pass through. And then I want to go with how it interacts with other kits like I did with previous videos, you know, like the Sector Munitorum stuff. And because some of these pipe things do jam with the other stuff. Also the ZONE Mortalis stuff, the straight up, the mega set we had, the Dark Uprising set from last year. So I'll get into that after I just kind of go through the kit in its entirety. There was one thing I didn't like about the kit that I built differently, and I will explain that as I go. But what I'm going to try to do to keep it kind of flowing is I'm going to follow this little, from the easy stuff to the harder, more complicated stuff. So just to kick it off, I guess I should say, we've got a wall here. If you see these planks right here, there's two of them. So that's one piece. I should just go through it. Why am I doing this? I'll just go through it. It's stupid. So starting with this piece right here, if you want to follow along, we're gonna do this little piece before it gets to this corner. This is your standard wall. Now in this kit, you're going to get 5 sprues total. You get one of the sprues that are unique with this like chalicey tank thing on it. And then you're going to get 4 of these sprues, which is your majority of your kit. This sprue, you need 4 of these to actually make like the water tank and stuff. So they depend on each other. They're not... you can't just, like, if you sell this on eBay just as a sprue, it's not going to make much sense. You're not going to get really anywhere. You're going to get a few cool pieces, but you're not going to be able to build much. And the same thing with this. If you buy just one of these, you'll be able to build a basic wall or a basic turn, but I don't think you'll be able to build both. Yeah, you won't. Oh, you can't even build a basic turn. Huh. Yeah, no, you can't. So you're not going to be able to really pick up, I mean, who knows how they're going to sell these, but there are key elements on here that you're going to want more of. And I kind of want to talk about that as well, that there was some stuff I wish they would have seen. There was actually one piece I wish they would have put one extra piece of that in, which would have made this a lot easier, but they didn't. So whatever. I have a solution to that though. So that being said, with these kits, again, you're going to get 5 sprues, 4 of this one, 1 of this one. They all kind of intermingle with each other to build the stuff. Then let's get into it. So I'm going to move my little sandwich box because this is how I roll. Put that down here, and I'm going to bring this like that. All right, let me get this out of the way. I got it all staged so we could talk about it as we go. So the first piece is you're going to have your basic wall. Again, I've sort of built these in a pseudo sub-assembly kind of situation. This would go on top of here, like so. And then you're gonna have your hand railings, which are these kids right here. And I'm not gonna go over this and over this and over this. I just want you to know that you're gonna get, here, we could talk about this. You're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 long hand railings. These are long in terms of a Death Guard Space Marine. There you go. Right? And in terms of this piece right here, when it clips on, it covers pretty much the span of the entire scaffold. Just so you know also, as I'm starting to talk about this, the Zone Mortalis stuff, if you have it, each one of these squares is exactly one of the others. So they're totally cross-compatible in that regard, or in size-wise. So when I show you this piece, you'll know how big it is if you have this kit. Because there's similar handrails for Zone Mortalis, but we'll go into Zone Mortalis later. So you're getting 4 of these guardrails, which I'm leaving off because it just kind of clouds up what you're really trying to show here. And then you're going to get 4 of these shorter ones, which, if this wasn't one of these weird edges, would pretty much cover the end, right? That could be a dead end piece. It would actually be on a piece like this, right? So you get 4 of those. So 4 shorts, 4 longs is what you're getting. Now I'm going to pitch these, and we're not going to talk about them at all ever again. We'll go back to them because there's some extra stuff. They have like armored plates that you can glue onto here. I haven't decided how I want to do all that, but that's an option. I'll show you the box. You can see, maybe you'll see it. Maybe not. They got like little armored plates on some of them. Yeah, it's not really shown, but like I said, I just kind of put the bare bones together so you can get an idea how this kit rolls. So that's that kid. Also, with this kit, you're going to build 3 of these exact walls with this little girder piece that supports the floor. Floor snaps on the top. I recommend gluing it down. It's not like the Zone Mortalis where it sits inside the channel, where if you have the Zone Mortalis stuff, you know, you have these walls, then you have these rails, and the rails literally lock inside there so they can't move. It's not like that. These, I think, are meant to be glued. They're not meant to be taken apart. So that's you're going to get 3 of this exact piece. Okay. That's 1, 2, and 3. You'll also notice that there's giant gappy windows. Well, they give you these little filler pieces that I think the instructions say to put them in before. They're basically just armored window things, but you could totally glue them in after. There's a little lip down here. Just face it the right way. You could even set them in there because they set pretty good. Like, they don't really want to come out, you know? See? Squig dice. I just squig diced it. Totally lied. I'd glue them in if you want them. I'm leaving them out again because I'm not sure how I want to build this kit with all the details yet. I just wanted to get the kit together. And then you get 1 screen that's kind of like a, what would I call that? Like a Sister of Battle kind of churchy screen. Confession screen. So you got the gun slit screens and the confession screens. So you get 1 of those confession screens. You get enough other screens to cover all these holes. So 2, 4, 6 holes. And then the confession screen could go in this one, which is the 4th wall, same length, right? But this has the door on it. And the door's got 2 little wheels to quote-unquote open and close the door. The door is glued in place, though. Same thing, I put this all together, but then I glued the door in because I knew I was going to have the door in place. But it's otherwise the same exact wall. So that's your 4 walls. That's all you get. These 4 walls make up this whole thing, which is pretty impressive because this thing looks a lot bigger than 4 of these little sections of walls, and that's this section right here. So this little piece right here, 4 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then there's these corner-ish type things we're going to be talking about next. So speaking of, we're moving on to this little corner. This corner is interesting because there's not much structure behind it. It literally is just two walls, 90 degrees from each other, and this little cheater wall, and then a piece of floor. So what I mean by that is you've got this guy here, this guy here, right? They come together like that. Then you put this little guy together, and it's just two pieces, or it's three pieces total. And it's just a little piece that fits right there and right there. And then you get this little floor guy here, and you stick that up in there like so. And it's gonna sit, but then they give you these support little rods, and in total you get two of these. And these are kind of for things just like this, where you would glue this in place and that would hold that up as a support. Actually, I think it's this one, right? So that's all that is. So when you, because this would be a modular thing, when you move that wall away and you move this wall away, you're literally going to have a free floating corner and a free floating weird L-shaped piece glued together. And that makes this corner right here. The cool thing about this little piece right here is that if you notice, it's got this little ridge line, and this has an indent right there, and it locks in. Like, it's going nowhere. I can't. It wants to just lock in place. So when you have this on the table and you're setting it up, it's not going to go anywhere. Someone bumps it. I mean, obviously, if someone bumps it, anything's going to move, right? Unless you have it on like a locking kind of table, or locking meaning like terrain that's locking it in place. But so that's a real simple corner. It's literally just these three pieces that make up that corner. And it might not be this piece in the instructions, because like I said, they give you ladder pieces that you build that are the same height. All these are intended to be like support pieces. But that's a simple corner right there. So that's this kid. So we just did him, we did him. We also did him because he's the same as that. Now we get to the complex corner, which is like this weird, cool, barricade-y corner. So let's move these out of the way. And our little chintzy piece. That's this guy. So what this guy is he's part of this piece here. You see him right there on that corner. Part of this piece here, right there. And then he's two of these weird corner wall piece things, like two 90-degree angles. So it literally makes a U, right? You got a U shape going on. You're like, well, how does that make a corner? Shouldn't it be 45? Well, the cool thing is the way they designed it. If you look at the top, is a square, but then as I rotate it, the bottom is triangular, or is perpendicular. I don't know the math terms for this shit, but sorry. Public school, baby. Yeah, it doesn't like, it works nice though. So you got your little thing here, got your wall coming on in. And obviously this is back to the Zone Mortalis, where these two teeth just sit inside of there and lock it. Like, it's literally, if it wasn't so damn heavy, probably just, I could probably hold it that way, but whatever. So that would just go like that, right? And then you get your other one, and then you stick him right in there, and bam, you got your 90-degree corner. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Little Games Workshop rotating action. So that's a really cool piece. I like this piece a lot. You only make one of these, or they only tell you to make one. I made two, but I'll talk about that when we get to the tower. So yeah, it's just a real easy, this piece lifts right out. Same thing, this weird locky groove fits inside of this guy's, you know, the male-female kind of connections. So it's a real cool piece. I glued all this in, so none of this is, you would leave it like this. This is your corner piece for making a 90 degree. I guess that would be a outside 90, where this weird little, just this, and the roof piece is like an inside 90, right? So it's total different amount of material when you think about it. It's either these three little pieces right here, or this guy, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces, right? And that's an outside corner. This is an inside corner. So you only get one inside corner. You get 2 outside corners, but you only get one like this. The other one happens with the watchtower. So I'm going to move him aside now. And then we get to our friend. I believe we're going to the gate now. Let's go back to the box. Let me try to get the other box picture. Yeah, so we just did all this. This is the opposite view, just so I'm not confusing you. There's a shot taken from the simple side and a shot taken from the big side. So we're swapping over to this side now. So on this guy, we just did our cool corner, inside corner, outside corner, but this outside corner doesn't go to another wall. It goes directly to the gate. So now we'll talk about the gate. So the gate, get our outside corner again, are these little pieces, which are super cool. Little flangy pieces. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts each. You obviously don't glue the gate part, but you glue the flange to the door, and you leave the other part unglued. Pretty rad looking doors. We'll put them down here. Give you a sense of scale. I'll put a little Nurgle dude in front of it. So looks like it's about 32 millimeters per the door opening. Yeah, with the base and the hinge, it's about the 32 base. So if it was open or closed, because this is taking up some of the 32, 2 Space Marines could not slide side by side through it. But if the hinge wasn't here, they would be able to. So anyway, so you got to find out which door piece you want, or which is the right outside. I think this is our outside, and you base that. It's kind of weird. It's just hooking into this little top piece like that. Again, this kit's designed amazingly. Same exact concept as that floor. This guy right here, where it just hooks in like that, right? It just goes doop. Door does the same thing. Just goes doop right into that hole. And again, has the male-female connections on the bottom. So that drops in there like that. And there you go. The door's just sitting there, waiting to be operated. Boom, boom, boom. They also came with one of these pieces asks that you put another wheel on it. It's this piece right here. It's a little valve, but I didn't really want a wheel on this because it would be too finicky. I actually stuck my wheel just on the girder right there because I figured the door would need someone to operate it to open it. So I just glued that right in there. It's not even like part of the model. This is supposed to be on that weird piece, but there you go. So that's how that door works. We'll put that right here. Next door piece is going to be this guy, and this is all that really is at this moment. I haven't decided how I want to go about this, but the recipient of this side is part of like a 90-degree corner, right? If you look at these 2 pieces, it makes up pretty much half of it, a little more than half, right? It's that part minus all of that. So the next piece is this guy, and they ask you to glue. The reason I haven't put this together is because I'm still trying to figure out if this is what I want to do with my particular kit. Where's my other piece? See, now we're slowing down because I just messed something up. I just stopped talking. Anyway, there's another piece here somewhere. I was totally ill-prepared for this. But same thing, you're going to glue this in there. I'm just looking for one of these triangular pieces. That goes right on the front up here, which locks that in. So if you were to glue this piece, it would permanently look like that, right? And its function would pretty much be to be the receiving end of this door, like so. And I would probably personally put a ladder behind it to give it some rear support, because as it stands, it wouldn't stand. Like, you literally would be, I can't really, well, I'll try to 360 it, but it would be like that, right? But it would be free floating. There's no like supporting I-beam that comes out like these have. This like nice long piece that supports the floor. There's not one for this one, which is kind of strange, but it's how it's working, or how they did it. So that would be this receiving door side would land on that piece. Then we are, that's this guy, so you can see a little triangle. Oh, and then there's 90-degree fence pieces too. So if you have a just like the earlier fence pieces I was talking about for like the scaffolding, they make 90-degree fence pieces now too. So it would clip in like that, right? So you get 4 of these 90-degreeers. And in that photo, that showed you a dude standing in front of one of them. There's your 90-degree, and that's the piece. So now the next piece is going to be oh, there's the little metal plates that you can mount to your staircase too. So the next piece is just a regular 2-piece. And then we get to the clock tower, or the water tower. Probably this box is better showing of it. Yeah. Then we get to this guy, and this is some complicated craziness. So I wanted my base to be a standalone base. I did not want there to be, I like the watchtower, but I would think a watchtower would be behind the base. You know, it would be kind of in the courtyard looking out. I didn't want it to be part of my terrain, because this I could build for a lot of things. And if I didn't want a clock tower, then, or a watchtower, I'd be kind of stuck. So the way the instructions tell you to assemble it is you build another one of these 90-degree walls, but you don't put the floor on. Remember, I said you build one permanently, and that's for the door, right? But the second one, they tell you not to put this on. They tell you to basically put this without the floor on top, so just these girders and this whole bottom assembly inside where that is. So like that, basically, okay? So you still have your floor, your foundation, your support or whatever, but this thing is now part of that corner. So the dude that would be up on the second story walking would walk through here and turn and keep going that way. I didn't like that idea. I wanted my tower to be separate. But what that does is now I had to use this piece. And this is where I was saying earlier, I wish they included one more piece, and that was another one of these. Because when you commit and you glue this onto here, then you're short this piece for another part of the kit, which is actually up here on this clock tower, right? Up there, this is where that's supposed to go. Well, you're saying, well, you have 2 spots here. You have this one and this one, right? Well, one of them I needed for the other side of the gate, and the other one I needed for that weird corner, right? So if the one was on that real simple inside corner, and the other one was on the other side of the gate, because I just didn't complete that little wall yet, this guy, right? I'm done. I'm out of pieces. So I used the one that's supposed to be up here, because what's supposed to be here is this piece with this frame, right? So I came up with a solution. I'm going to kind of sidetrack. We're going to stop talking about the kit and just what I'm going to do. If you have ZONE MORTALIS, you get these pieces. And what these pieces are on your center, these guys, your center cubes, not your walls, but your, I guess I'd call them a pillar piece. You have the top that flips upside down, and you can stack and you can stack and you can stack. But when you're done stacking, if you don't want to have your floor flush and you want to have like somewhere for a platform to connect to, right? You put one of those on. But it's very rare in my situation with this configuration or style. It's very rare I use all the ones of these they gave me. I end up using this piece, which sticks in there anyway, and I continue my platforms to other things. So I'm willing to sacrifice this one piece to do what I want to do here. However, you got to do a little cutting. On this piece, it is literally identical in size to the watchtower piece that I need, right? It's the same exact size, same exact thickness, except this one has these teeth, right? And the bottom's flat. This one has these little prongs, and then it has these weird triangles in each corner. Well, those triangles sit inside the triangles on top of here. You see those? So what I'm going to have to do is take my blade, cut all these teeth off so this is flush, right? So it'll still give me my thickness here, which is the same exact thickness there. Okay? Got it? Taking these teeth off, I also have to cut these 4 little triangles off, and this piece will fit perfectly right there. It'll fit just like that. So I could use this piece, and you're saying, well, why don't you just use this piece down on the lower platform? Because the way these interact with this set is crucial, but the way this, which is a permanently glued piece, interacts with that is irrelevant because it's permanently glued on there, right? So, and the top piece, you go, well, what about the top? And all does it have a different kind of landing? So it's the same exact, it's got the bridge teeth that hook in, The bumps are a little taller on this one. If you look like right here, these little floor bumps are taller, but from everything that comes with this kit, and I'll show you, I'll do a side by side as I go through the things you could stack up on here. Every single thing works with this setup. So that's where I'm going with this. Obviously you do whatever the hell you want, but I want my watchtower behind my base. I don't want it part of my base. I want my walls to just be interchangeable whenever I want, and I don't want to have to deal with watchtowers. And if I want a watchtower right by the front, I'll just put it right behind it, you know? Because the other nice thing is it will just go right up against it. Actually, it doesn't. You need this piece, which we'll talk about, that would just go into these teeth right here, and then those teeth would line up with that, and bada boom, you're in. But we'll get there. So, if you're on the same page with me in terms of what I'm saying, this piece would be attached to this floor piece like that. And then this piece would be going up here. So, that's the only thing I did different about this kit. And we'll just keep troopering on. So, here's this guy. Next on that box, after we go through the watchtower portion, and we do that corner, we're just gonna have another straight 2 by wall. So it's 1 wall, 2 walls, 3 walls, that's all it is. And then we have the one corner, the inside corner, the one weird gate piece that I have to kind of finish building, and the watchtower corner. And then you have this cool Gunk Tank, they call it. And the Gunk Tank is standalone. All my tank, I'm gonna move some stuff real quick. It's gonna be a little loud. Oh, talk about little extra bits too. You're gonna get a full ladder, which is just like your other full ladders from if you had the Sector Mechanicus stuff. This stuff right here, you guys know that. And I'm not gonna do the side-by-sides again because you guys, I've got all those other videos if you wanna see like how these all measure up, because everything's the same, right? The dude did a phenomenal job, and if it matches with Zone Mortalis, these match with Zone Mortalis, ergo it matches with Zone Mortalis. But yeah, so we got these type of ladders, which you get in the kit. You have a little bit shorter one. This one's designed to be kind of underneath one of those things as a support piece. Again, it doesn't need it, but it's just there. And you have another one where it's kind of like blown up, like they shot the top off of it, which is kind of cool. And that's it. And then you get like a little light post thing that you could put somewhere, hangs down. And then you get a couple of hatches, which you're supposed to glue on. One of the hatches gets glued onto here. I left it off again because I want to talk about some other options. The other hatch glues onto here, which I'm leaving off because I'm not sure how I want to do with that yet. And we'll talk about that, but I'm going to get these accessories out of the way so I could talk about the rest of this meaty kit. It's actually not a lot of stuff. For 90 bucks, I mean, it's a good value for how cool it is. And obviously you're probably buying it at a discount. You're getting the 15% off or so because your game stores are cool like that, or you're buying it online and you're getting the 15% off. So it's really, I mean, what is that, like another 12 bucks or so off? 13 bucks. It's not bad. I mean, 70 something dollars for this kit. It's a lot of plastic, but who cares? I'm not going to talk about that anymore because you don't care about that. We're talking about this kit, baby. So here's the little watchtower in its little virgin state that they set it up in. It's literally that, right? I'll put this right here for a second. And then it's got the one level, which is this level, the second level, which is this level, and then the third level, which is this other level. So it's got this little guy that clicks on right there, right? And again, it's these cool little pieces that fit right inside of there. And they just click in. They actually hold really well. And I'm pretty sure that's the 3 levels, right? Am I doing this right? Make sure I'm not smoking the crack. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's part of the... No, wait. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, we're right. Okay. Carrying on. So, sorry. So that goes on there. But then that watchtower thing that's up here is this little platform right here. Obviously with scaffolding around it. But this clicks in right there. Oh, move it backwards. And it's like, bam, right? Super tall. This is probably, let's see. It's a little under 9 inches tall. So, which is pretty awesome. Again, if we used my other piece that I was talking about, the piece with the teeth, once I glued that up there, these little prong guys fit right inside and it locks in, which is perfect. So it's going to work for this reason. And then if you want, this little guy, took this layer off right here, will sit on top of there also and lock in. So you can have a shorter watchtower at a whopping 6 1/4 inches high. And the same thing, this piece locks into that as well. So also if you have this board, which you may or may not, this will lock into there. So you can actually have a nice little single level, like short. By short, I mean that kind of a deal. It's pretty awesome. And it locks in, like it ain't moving anywhere. So that's super cool. So I'll be leaving that off. Leaving this all modular. I might do some kind of magnetizing or something so these would stick and wouldn't be like super topsy-turvy, crumbles and fall. Well, this will be glued down, but you know, if we're going crazy, because you could technically, I'm going to lift the computer up a little bit. The gunk tank that we were talking about, you could stick that on top of there, and then you could stick the gunk tank on top of that. No joke. It's pretty rad. So, yeah, it's you could build some serious scaffolding action. So, this is the water or the observation tower, right? in its entirety minus its railings. And I left everything off because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it for myself. But I wanted to give you guys an understanding of how the kit works. Now we're going to go to the Gunk Tank. And that I kept in 2 pieces as well. It's this bottom piece with just 4 girders. And it's this top piece with 4 girders. And the tank. That sits right in there. I believe you're probably supposed to glue it in place. I'm just not sure how I want to do it yet. And then this thing has a cap that goes right on top. And there's your Gunk Tank. And that, in the kit, is a standalone thing. It's literally designed to be like this, where I'm doing my tower different. This is supposed to be just a standalone thing like this. Again, I left all this stuff off because, good catch, I want to mess with the kit a little bit more. And then, am I done talking about this? I am. Okay, so that's the kit. Now we're going to talk about stuff like ZONE Mortalis and the new Vertigus style pipes. The, oh, that's more Zone, whatever. The older Prometheum pipes that come with, you get 1 set of these in Dark Uprising. These don't have the footings on them right now. I just didn't put them on. A similar piece from Rogue Trader. This is, you get 2 of these in the Rogue Trader game. All of the GW pipes, aside from the older Prometheum ones, which are these long stick ones that are made in a different plastic. These aren't compatible, but the rest of them, the stuff they did, the Prometheum plasma ones, everything else, everything jives, everything touches exactly where it's supposed to be touching and lines up exactly. So, except I don't like the new Vertigus ones. And the reason, I'll talk about that later. But I left all this stuff apart mainly because this kit's got a lot of, oh, that's, I bought it used. The glue was crap. It's got a lot of holes, right? You got this one, which they say to put a hatch in. You got this one. You got this guy. And even this pipe, right? This guy right here with this lid. You got all these holes, and I'm not sure how. I think it'd be kind of cool to have like a pipe going through the center, so it's like an oil tanker kind of thing. One of the first things that came to my mind when this happened, or when I saw this, was, does this cap fit on any of this existing stuff? Right? And the answer is, hell yeah, it does. Boom. Pretty sweet. And it even like locks in. Oh yeah! So, yeah, this is the same diameter as that kid, which means, look at that. You could do all kinds of crazy stuff. So again, I haven't figured out how I want to utilize this stuff, right? Because you could build some pretty rad. This just brought a new level. I mean, you could drop this kid. Oh, you might have to build it inside. Well, luckily it's broken, so let's do this. Oh no, you couldn't build it inside. But, oh, but there's a smaller one of these, right? There's the, you got the tower, right? This little thing. That would fit in there. Right over the hole. Like, straight up, right over that hole. So that's cool. Wouldn't fit in here, that's way too big. But, you got this piece, which would fit there. This cap, though, does not fit on this piece. Because this piece, this cap has these weird teeth. And if you notice on here, there's 4 like semi-cut squares on each corner, or a corner in a circle, stupid, on each crosshair, I guess. And those teeth actually, once you turn it, it will lock in. Oops, unless you crush your terrain. It'll lock in place. You'll find where there it is. Now it's locked, right? Because if you do it otherwise, it's got a gap. You just got to turn it till it clicks in. So, but here, this particular piece doesn't have those little notches, so the teeth never find a place to land. so they never click in. So this doesn't click into that, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean you can't shave those teeth off and glue it on the top, right? If you want to do that, it's kind of like a robot. One eye, like a minion. Anyway, it's way too fun with this. This little pipe guy, you guys know about this one probably. Stick that. Well, no. See, I'm exploring as we go. So this is flush right now with that. So you could probably shave that down a little bit, and that would probably fit perfectly under there. And that would be your base for your drill if you wanted to do like an oil drill kind of thing. And then put like a bigger pipe there. Would that fit in there? No, you're gonna have to shave some stuff off of that too. But I mean, you could do some pretty sick stuff. Which is why I haven't really taken any of this and glued it together, because all of this stuff is jamming. Like, it's totally jamming with each other. Same thing with the Prometheum pipes, or the plasma conduits, whatever they're called. They fit right over the holes. This is actually the height of 2 pipes. So where each little individual joint is, you could cut that one, and then you could have this pipe going into that. And then the second layer, you could have the pipe going into the next one, because each level is 2 pipes worth, right? So like if we did a side-by-side, see, that pipe would perfectly be 2 levels. I got too much shit on the table right now. Sorry. But yeah, it's like right there. So just cool stuff. Cool stuff. Got to figure it all out. So that's about it for the interaction with the pipes. Yes, they do work, and yes, they look amazing. Throw this stuff down here and clear it up a little bit. Now let's talk about Zone Mortalis. So we got the... Oh, yeah, let's do Zone Mortalis. Yeah. So on that video I watched, the dude has his setup on his Zone Mortalis table, but it doesn't look messed up. Like, it's... So I tried. I took this board out, and when I first saw these pictures of this kit, I was like, oh, cool. These little ridges right here are gonna jam with these little dog teeth. If you haven't watched my other videos, this board is raised, right? So there's like all these like interlocky, there's these style, and then these corners. So these 4 corners lock differently than the crosses that go like this, the intersections of lines, right? And then the 4 in the middle, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, are completely smooth, right? And the design of that is, so these pieces lock in, and once they lock in, they don't go anywhere, right? They just sit there and shake. And then you put this stuff in there, and it locks in, right? And you just can build your Zone Mortalis. Obviously they'll fall off, but you could just lock them into place. And obviously the next one in this situation would be this guy right there, and you just go to town, right? So I was thinking, when I saw this picture, I was like, oh, these teeth are gonna jam with the teeth on this board, i.e. these wall pieces, right? And yeah, they're the same size as the wall, as you can see. It's exactly the same size. But they don't. Like, you stick them in here, and there's no point in which it locks, which is super disappointing. Yeah, it just doesn't. And it'll sit there, but it's like one of those things where if you bump it, it's gonna jam around too. It's not gonna have any, you know, resistance. Obviously, in this situation, you could lock it between 2 pieces that are locked, right? And then it's not going to go back and forth, but it sure as shit will push forward and push backwards, right? So the dude who did that video where he set it up, he made it look good, but I think he kind of staged it to to kind of go around the failings of it all because there are places it does not. And I'm very OCD. Like, I want my shit flush. All my stuff's like, yeah, I'm super OCD. So this kind of thing bothers me. So I'm not going to probably be using this a lot with this kit unless I'm putting it like on a second level kind of thing, right? And now you're talking castle, right? I mean, it's still awesome. You could still use it in Necromunda. You just use it as a second level because now you've got the second level and there's your scaffolding, right? I mean, look at that, dude. Talk about Mighty Fortress, the old Games Workshop castle. They got Mighty Fortress, baby. 2020 or 2000 AD, is that what it was? Yeah. So, yeah, it's not incompatible. It's just not 100% designed for this board, unfortunately, which made me sad because I don't see why they couldn't have, but the other stuff in this kit is amazing. It's designed incredibly well. Just kind of weird that it doesn't work with the board, but whatever. And then same thing with this corner piece. It does not click into anything. Like, it just wants to move around, which is sad, you know? And this would be a little harder to make a castle, I guess, out of. It'll overhang. Not too bad. Doesn't look stupid, right? Let's look at that. So it would be, let's line it up with that and that. So it would hang off like that. Maybe if you turn it upside down. Oh, that'd be dope. If it clicks into this. Oh no. That would have been sick. If it just like dropped right in, but it doesn't. Damn it! Oh well. Whatever. Can't have it all, baby. Yeah, so anyway. So that's that. So as for this board, it's just gonna kind of sit on things sloppy-like and rocky-like. You're just gonna have to get a little blue tack, poster tack, put it under there, and kind of mush it down for the game. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's not the end of the world, is what I'm trying to say. It's not COVID, baby. It's the end of the world. Buy more toilet paper. So that's that. As for this stuff in general, you know, it's very interactive. I was kind of pulling out, so I'm going to bring out some of my Dark Uprising stuff. Take some of these tops off. You know, you got your piece here. It all, like, everything just lines up perfectly with each other. Like, all the heights. Everything. Like, it's just designed to be... Nothing infringes. Like, how is that? That's where those two come together, right? I mean, you put this square edge here, and you, like an alligator, and you just and you lock it in place. Right there. So nothing. I mean, they nailed this shit. I mean, they're like all over. So if you want to build a bigger base and you have some of these pieces, you know, you could just start slapping the shit together, and using your walls that exist and your new stuff, as long as you don't have a Zone Mortalis plastic board, because then none of it would work. It'd all be floppy. But I'll stop talking about that because it just upsets me. But whatever. It's a small thing to be upset about. But yeah, I mean, everything jams really cool with everything else. This board here, this little kid right there, right? You have this guy and these teeth and that kid, bam, and that creates a wall. Look at that. Sick. Like, it just does it. I mean, they did a beautiful job. Beautiful. So yeah, it's a killer kit. I can't really think of anything else with Zone Mortalis I want to talk about, because Zone Mortalis is basically just these cubes and these walls. You know, you can go stack, stacky, stack. Let's go one more. Stack, and then throw this on there. And because that piece up here, remember earlier, fits that outpost piece. Boom! Look at that. Yeah. And that's like locked in there till gravity catches up, right? Super cool. I mean, you could do some awesome, awesome stuff with this kit. And if you have the Zone Mortalis stuff. So that's that. What else do we want to talk about? Oh, I was gonna bash the Vertigus stuff. This thing is dope, by the way. I love this thing to death. I actually have a few Vertigus kits, but this thing's amazing. I like pipey things. I like, you know, it's not finished, but I gotta sand all my lines. But yeah, this thing's dope. These things are a disappointment. The reason I say that was the predecessor. Is that the right word? The thing that comes before predecessor. I don't know. So this was awesome because the feet you attach later, and you could literally put a set of feet below it, and then a set of feet above it upside down, and then the next pipe could be on top with a set of feet below, and you glue them together. And you have like stacked pipes. So you can make walls of pipes, like conduit packages. And these are just more, you could go this way with it, right? And it doesn't look odd because it just looks like it's supposed to go that way because you didn't put your feet on it. Well, this thing, you turn it, right? Well, now all the skeletons are upside down. And then underneath, you got all that garbage. Right? It's just a big hollow piece of shit. So, it just sucks. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I mean, it's cool. It's cool for this, right? This is the only thing it does. These are awesome. And that's probably why they're going for more on eBay now, because they're dope and these suck. But this isn't a video about pipes, so I'm going to get rid of these things. I just wanted to say the Vertigus stuff is kind of lame. Those pipes, at least. This is dope. Again, I don't need to show you how it hooks up because there's pipes just hook up with this stuff, which is awesome. Not old, I should say late 2017 Necromunda stuff. These walls. So if you got the original redo of Necromunda when it came back out and it was Goliath and Escher, you get 2 barricade type walls. You get a bunch of these. These, still like my other video when I talk about comparisons, they're a little bit higher, right? So when you put them on my finger, like the piece is actually that much higher. It's minuscule, right? But it's higher, which sucks because you can't have these and then a plank, a walkway go over it because it wants to be higher than this. So it throws it off, which sucks. And it's so much where you'd have to sand too much down. You'd lose all the support. But the one neat thing is, it's the same width. Like, straight up. The same width. 100%. Out the gate. Right? Like, that is... Come on, baby. Come on. Boom. Boom. Same exact width. So you could still use these things in this game. Put them like there if you wanna end a wall. You wanna start your old Necromunda terrain. Put it like that. Build like a little wall, buffer, whatever. You know, you can mess around with it. Same thing with this door. You could do a portal, right? As your little portal entrance to your base. You just couldn't put a floor above it because it's going to be higher. See how it's lifting this up already? Like it's just a little bit higher. You can even see it right there, I think. Yeah. See it? Too high. But anyway, small problems. So your old Necromunda stuff will work. And I mean old, not 90s old. I mean 2000s old. And last but not least, we already kind of talked about the Sector Mechanicus stuff. So this stuff is, interestingly enough, I'll bring that up because it did catch my eye. A couple of these pieces, like this one down here, see these little dots here and here, and I understand that that's for the ladder. The ladder they give you is the same style Sector Mechanicus ladder where it has the one prong, and you just stab that up into the hole, right, to actually connect it. So I get it why it's on this one, but the one that made me shake my head in curiosity was, because this one also has it, and where's the other one? There was one that had it that I was like, really? Oh, this guy. So this weird piece, right, it has it, and I was like, oh cool, it's a new square piece for this thing. Well, it's not, because on these, see how they're staggered? One's closer to the bottom here and one's closer to the top here. Well, they work in this situation because when you plug it into here, one of the holes goes into this one, right there, and the other one, since it's jogged down, goes into that hole right there. So the actual holes they sit in aren't that hole and that hole, it's that hole and that hole, right? Because of how it's jogged on this. So this doesn't sit on there because the holes are directly across from each other. So it doesn't, it has the connection to connect, but it can't connect completely because there's no receiving hole. And when you turn this at an angle to push it into the other hole, its distance is different. So I guess it's purely just for these ladders. You could push that ladder in there because I guess there is a grate right there. But it made me just kind of shake my head a little bit like, huh, maybe this works. Oh wait, no, it doesn't. Which makes me wonder why they staggered this in the first place, but whatever. I'm not GW. So that's it, I think. I think I nailed it. In closing, the one thing, I'll talk about things I wish they did differently. One thing would be I wish that they would have given you another one of these because I want my watchtower to be separate. So that would have been cool. You just need one more piece. Another thing that was really strange is these walls are not, they're a lot of pieces. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, which to me was kind of a lot for a simple wall. The first piece you get, let me get the sprue, is this guy right here, right? Which is a double wide. And that one goes on that guy, just directly below where it currently is. Let me turn it around, right? And then you get the archway, which is here, and that's the exact archway right there, okay? Then you get the support beam, which is right here in the corner, okay? But then, and I get it, I get that they wanted to give you the option to either make this one or the one with the door, but why couldn't they have made the door like one piece and then these be one piece? Instead, this is this piece and this piece to make this piece. And I guess, no, because I guess you need these to make those weird corners. Maybe that's why. But it's just a lot of damn pieces just to make the simple walls. And then the one that really got me, I was like, really, guys, was this one and this one. So these two pieces are literally quarters. They're 4 pieces you got to glue together. And I'm like, this is no different than this piece, size-wise. Could we have just not cast this as one piece? Like, you made me out of this sprue, because you get 4 of them, right? You can see there's a corner there. So you take that times 4 and glue them together to make that one. And then you take, where's the other turd? This guy down here. And you glue him together, all 4 of them on the sprues, to make the second one. And it's like, really, guys? I mean, that kind of stuff's like, it's tedious. Especially when you're anal like me and you're like shaving all the stuff and everything. Every little beam is like shaved perfectW, and you get into your nooks and you're like, okay, I gotta get all the mold lines. Because there's big old fatty, I mean, they're not big fatty compared to 90s GW, but they're big fatty compared to an OCD creep like me. But yeah, I'm like, no, the mold lines. So, yeah. Kit took a long time to put together. But it has been a joy, and I've got a few more to build. Again, I'm living... I should probably move this back up so you can look at my ugly-ass face. And I'm still in my house full of shit because I'm getting my remodel from the fire. But once I get my garage back and I get my game room back and I'm able to, like, unbox all this crap and actually like work on stuff, because a lot of people were like, dude, how's your Zone Mortalis coming along? I'm literally like, I put the sets together and they sat in the box, and it's not because I don't want to play or want to paint it. It's just because the time and the space required to set all that up, I don't have that. I can't, like, I could go to my buddies, but then I'm like bringing boxes upon boxes of shit, and things get stacked upon everything else, and it just gets kind of overwhelming. So to me, I get excited when stuff comes out because I get to dabble with it, but then unfortunately it goes in a box for far too long. But once I get done, you know, I'm guessing early 2021, we'll have the garage back and we'll be able to start doing... Plus I'll have a new laptop, so those people that are complaining about my shitty video quality and shitty sound quality, we'll have new video and sound quality, but since I am behind the times always, it will be shitty compared to the current technology, because I'll buy like $1,000 laptop or $800 laptop, which will be way better than this one, but they'll be like, why does your laptop suck? It's like, geez, man. You want to buy me a laptop, go ahead and buy me a laptop, but yeah, I still love you. But anyway, love's unconditional, baby. So that's it. Zone Mortalis, the Necromunda Stronghold, I think it's called. Dope-ass kit. I'm looking forward to just kind of playing with it some more. Oh! One more thing. If you hung around, this is the coup de grace. The stairs, baby. Let's bring this back off the sandwich box. There we go. Yes! The stairs. Check this shit out. This is dope. So, you got your little, right, stronghold dealy. And you're like, I want to get up there though, bro. Bloop. Yep, lands right there. So good. I love it. Yeah, it totally lines up. And my stairs I decided to glue in 2 pieces. I have that piece and then this rocker piece. Because you'll only ever need this piece if you're using this piece, but this piece comes in handy sometimes when you don't need to use this piece. So that way you could also change your direction. You could put your stairs like that, right? You could put your stairs straight like a brontosaurus. You can put your stairs like that, the other angle. So I was happy when I kind of decided upon this design, but that's neither here nor there. Bottom line is it measures up and it looks sick. So I think that's it. I think we're done. Again, this weekend is going to be a weekend for me to just kind of unwind, hobby a little bit, and catch up on life and some YouTubers and comments. And yeah, I hope you found this video. God, 1 hour and 4 minutes. Entertaining, and I'm happy to be back. I'm sorry I go away for so long, but, you know, I like to keep you wanting more, because that's the story of my life, is keeping people wanting more. Now it's getting creepy. All right, I'm going to sign off, because this has gone on for far too long, and you've probably already hung up the phone. So you all have a great weekend. Happy Halloween. It is Halloween today. And we'll be seeing you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.